Hey everybody, thank you for getting your expanded research papers in. I've started grading them and they're looking good. You should be really proud of all the hard work you've done in this really challenging semester. I wanted to just go over a couple things about what you can expect in the last 2 weeks of class. Um, so this is a short week. We've only have 2 days, so all I want you to do is get familiar with the last assignment, the reflection letter, the last major assignment, I should say. And also you have one more journal assignment to do. So the process journal is described here in weekly content, and that is to start thinking about what you're going to say in your reflection letter. This will make more sense when I explain the reflection letter to you. And of course, if you've already maxed out in those 350 points for the informal category, you can bow out of doing this if you'd like to. It's not required. Okay, so the week after Thanksgiving, the end of that week is when your paper is going to be due. So let's just click on this assignment and take a look. Okay, so the final assignment is to write a letter to both me and Professor Condon. This is a metacognitive letter. You remember that I talked about this at the very beginning of the semester, and your first essay of the semester was to write a similar letter, only now a semester has passed. So you might want to think of this as a companion piece to the letter that you wrote when we first started. So as you think about your letter, I want you to think about the writing and research processes, the things that you have done, and also the final products of that work, especially the expanded essay. So you might want to go reread that first letter that you wrote at the beginning of the semester, the first essay it was technically, and your journals, the self-appraisals you've written, and think about whether anything has changed for you. If so, what you have done well with this semester, and what kinds of things have challenged you. Okay. Again, your goal is to write honest reflection. I am not looking for you to say that everything was peaches and cream. Writing and research are challenging. So what I'm looking for here, and what Bill will be looking for as well, is some honest reflection about what you've been doing well. So there are 3 things that I definitely want you to include in your letter that Bill and I will both be looking for. First of all, your strengths and the stuff that went well. I want you to be honest about your strengths. This is no time to be humble. You can brag on yourself for a little while about your strengths, both in writing and in research. And then number 2, I want you to talk about your weaknesses, the challenges, the headaches that you faced this semester, both with writing and with research. We definitely don't expect you to say that everything is great now. We want you to be honest about what's challenging. All experienced researchers and writers are not perfect at those things, but they are definitely good at acknowledging where they struggle. Okay, and then third, the big takeaways for you for this class. They might be about using databases. They might be about not procrastinating. They could be anything, but the things that you think you'll be taking away from this semester. Okay, that, as I said, could be a good way to conclude your letter. You could also include your thoughts about what it was like this semester to learn online and or to learn during a pandemic. This semester has been challenging. I think almost everybody in this section has said that this wasn't the way they would have preferred to do English 102 or college this semester. You've all risen to the occasion. So I would appreciate, I'm sure Bill would appreciate, knowing any thoughts you have about what this has been like. And again, you can be honest about that. Okay, the assignment is worth 100 points. That's 10% of your course grade. The length is in the rubric, it talks about what length you should plan on writing depending upon what grade letter you're going for. I want to see multiple focused paragraphs here so that it's easy for Bill and for me to follow your train of thought. Okay, this is a letter. So you can start with dear professors or dear readers or dear Elena and Bill, and then at the end you're going to close it and sign your name or type your name. Okay, single spacing is okay if you want to do it that way. I'm not too worried about the formatting stuff actually. And then it is a letter. So you can say you can say I, you can address us, but it is a letter for a college audience. So you should definitely proofread and edit your sentences for clarity and correctness before you submit it. Okay. The deadline is Friday, December 4th. That's a little bit later than what the original syllabus says. If you need an extension, as always, just ask for one. The late penalty, if you don't get an extension, is 10% per day. And the deadline is pretty important to me because I need to get grades in by Monday the 14th. Okay, so if your letter comes in after Saturday, December 12th, it's going to be harder for me to get it graded in time to submit my grades to the college. Okay, so go for Friday, December 4th. That's the last day of the last week of classes. And then there's nothing you have to do during finals week. Okay, here's the rubric. Read that over. You can see that if you're going for an A, you're going to want to use really specific details, examples of your writing and research to help us understand what went well for you this semester and what you struggled with. Okay? Always in writing, use specific details and examples. Notice, just kind of notice the adjectives in the A category. Addresses all, demonstrates a high level of awareness, mature thinking. All ideas are focused on the purpose, well-constructed paragraphs with smooth transitions, at least 900 words. If it were double-spaced, that's about 2.5, 3 pages. Okay, clear, fluid prose that's successfully edited. Okay, so B is kind of like that, except that the adjectives are scaled down a little bit. They might, this'll show some really good content, maybe not excellent, but good content and structure. For C, that's average. That's getting the job done. That would need to be at least 750 words. If you're fine with the C, if that's what you want to if that's all you want to get to the finish line, that's fine. Then you might choose to write a shorter essay. Okay, but I do want you to avoid this DF category. Okay, if your ideas are really vague, if you don't really have specific details, if you don't address the requirements, if you're unfocused and unorganized, and if the essay is short or the letter is short, that's going to be a D or an F. But I'm not actually really worried about that. I think you all are ready to write A or B letters for this. This is something that Bill and I actually look forward to reading. So again, please be honest and thoughtful about what you're getting out of the semester. Some of you have come into the class with really good skills already, so you can talk about how this might have reinforced what you already learned in previous classes. All right, the last journal assignment due Friday the 27th is kind of like a plan for this letter. And I started talking about that before when we were looking at the content for the week. So go back to weekly content to see that journal assignment. That should be it. If you have any questions, as always, let us know. And we hope that you finish the semester on a strong note. Thanks again for all the hard work that you've been doing.